Hey, Charlotte sports fans, great to see you, and welcome to this week's episode of the Midweek Meltdown, a show dedicated to pregame and postgame content for the Carolina Panthers, as well as the Charlotte Hornets. As always, I encourage you to hop into this conversation and let your opinion be heard. And to join the show, it's easy. I posted the link right in the chat. I would like to thank John from Ink Tank, all of my creator friends in the online community, and of course, all of you for tuning in and spending your Wednesday evening with me. Please like and subscribe and give your opinion in them comments below. We got lots to talk about tonight, so let's not waste any time. All right, guys, how we doing? Back for another episode of the Midweek Meltdown. My name is Kyle. Glad to be with you guys. So today's episode, we are focused on the Panthers primarily, and we're going to talk about this week's loss to the Falcons. Although I will say we beat ourselves. I don't think the Falcons outplayed us. Although stats are very similar, we had 3 turnovers. So the game was within 2 scores. So within 1 score from the majority of the games. So realistically, to me, I don't understand how we lost that game, to be honest. And I'd like to welcome Evan Sports Talk to the show. Evan, how are we doing?
Doing good, man. What's
Awesome,
going
man.
on?
Awesome. Just sitting here reviewing what we got. So last week, very disappointing loss. I feel
For
like
sure.
I was explaining. I really feel like we kind of beat ourselves. I don't really think that the Atlanta team outplayed us. At least offensively, their defense was good and our offense was not. And there's plenty of blame to go around. However, I don't want it to be like that. So I'm going to go ahead and say that with more effort and hopefully good practices this week, I think we have a better shot next week. What else do I have here? Where do we want to start? So so I kind of want to look at this in a different direction. So like a lot of the focus has been put on, oh, what have we done this off season and what are we putting into this team? So I'd like to point out that there are some, relatively big names and some relatively small names that are key departures from last season. Just looking from specifically week 17 to week 1, what has changed between the active season of the NFL. And I mean, the big ones right here, obviously, we've got Christian McCaffrey, Dante Foreman, Sam Darnold, Pat Elflein, Cam Irving, Rashard Higgins, who had no starts, Justin Burris, TJ Carey, Miles Hartsfield, who may or may not still be on this team. God, I couldn't tell you. Marquise Blair, like a lot of these guys, Robbie, the Chosen Anderson. A lot of these guys were not, with the exception of Deontay Foreman and Christian McCaffrey. I guess you could put Sam Darnold kind of in that category. But they didn't really produce. They didn't really add anything. I'd like to welcome C3JJ and C3 Cole to the show. How we doing, guys?
Yes,
Kyle, what's up,
sir.
buddy? Thank you for having us, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
love how he introduced us as C3 for both of them.
I
Yes,
know it,
sir.
right? We're deep out here.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah.
All the time. But no, so I was talking. So like we only have, with the exception of Christian McCaffrey, Deontay Foreman, and kind of Sam Darnold, most of the players that were on the team from the game in week 17 last year are still kind of here, but there's a lot that aren't here. And I would like to welcome C3 Jake to this.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing? All right. Just talking this
Repeat
game
the
and like
question.
so like a lot of people compare like what we've been doing as to what we did last year. So I kind of broke it down and looked at specifically week 17 against Tampa Bay, and I couldn't. Oh, excuse me. Let me welcome my man Deez to the stream. How we doing, Deez?
Um, looks
C3.
like I need looks like I need to adjust my camera just a hair. If you will put me in the background for just a second, I'll be right back.
Hell, D's got a party going on over there.
Yes, sir. Man, got the party lights.
He always does back
Club
there.
D's in this bitch.
That's
Facts.
right. But no, so I was just talking like specifically from week 17 last year to week 1 this year. Like what are our biggest changes? And I mean, did they impact the game enough? Because you look at Scott Fitterer and you look at the rest of this coaching staff, and you put it together about who would be, the best starting line to start week 1. And you look at these guys, and there you are, Deeds. How we doing? That's looking great.
There we go. Got it set up. I just wanted to be on camera for CS1 since you're always on camera. I won't be able to mute from here tonight, so I'll just have to be quiet when I need to.
Oh yeah, bring it on. I love to hear you. But so like the major differences aren't that serious, when you talk about the main positions, if you talk about anything, you're talking about skill positions, so with wide receivers, running backs, quarterback, obviously.
Dante is back,
Right.
if that
So
helps.
like my biggest thing, if you said Dante, oh, I'm sorry, Deontay is what? He's back?
No, I said Dante, like Dante Jackson.
Yeah.
Injury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't play that week 17 game. We got like him, Von Bell, and maybe like one other person I can't think of.
But I'm just thinking, what was because like we all watched the season last year, and there was really no turnover of players, like specifically personnel, when it came to the week between Matt Rule and Steve Wilkes. So like if there was no player personnel turnover, but yeah, it felt like more success. We had more success doing simple things, that we were not able to do the prior weeks. What has changed, to where we're
Well,
not having that kind of success?
the Bozeman last year, I remember like we immediately. I think what helped was when we first put in Bozeman, Steve Wilkes was able to like get in these guys' head and give us an identity. He
Right.
always talked about the line of scrimmage, and that's how we were gonna win games, and running the football, controlling the clock, things like that. And he gave us, we were really thriving off of energy and playing behind the line of scrimmage games. And that's how we were able to do against the Saints last year. Even it wasn't like we went from McCaffrey to Foreman. It was the Bozeman. Once we finally started him, like even McCaffrey's last game, he had his best game of the year with us.
Right. So like because
he's
my
a
thing is you
motivator.
gotta really think about this a different way, because this is just it's not gonna work. we swept them last season, and they are kind of sneaky, and they might be kind of good. What were you gonna say, Deez?
Just how Wilkes was a motivator. And Frank Reich's very different from Wilkes in that way, where Reich more or less just sets forth the expectation of a professional. You know what I mean? You guys are pros, and I expect you guys to get these things done. Where one of the things I remember Wilkes told the players was, "There's nobody coming to save us," is what he told the players, and they were able to rally around him in a different way than the players are going to rally around Frank Reich this year.
Right. Does it bother any of you guys? I mean, it gives me a little bit of hesitation. When Frank Reich was in that press conference, he immediately snatched all the blame from Bryce on that interception and said it was communication. While I'm not willing to doubt that was true, he was very fast to do that. Does that bother any of you? Because I feel like if he kind of develops that trait, then he's not going to allow these players to feel like they've made a mistake. Because
Y'all don't hear my fan in the back, right?
No, you're good.
All right, I'm all right. Thank you.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? I worry about that stuff
I do.
a little bit.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but and I think it's a valid point. And you're the first person that's pointed that out, Kyle. But what I would like to point out is maybe the opposite of that. Whereas Matt Rule used to throw players under the bus. You know what I mean? It would have been worse, I think, if Reich would have come out and said, "Yeah, our rookie quarterback really had some growing pains. He's just got to do better next game." I mean, it would have been true, but that was something more like what Matt Rule would have done. And I know a lot of fans didn't like that either. So maybe it was better that he said, "You know what? I made a mistake, and it cost us in the game." So at least he took some responsibility. We're not used to seeing that here lately.
Yeah.
It was justified, those skills, because he definitely had some terrible play calls, I definitely feel like. And I think what Kyle maybe was addressing to, maybe not earlier, it did kind of feel the same for me as the Panthers last year, but I think that was mostly because of schematics and how we came out there. We tried to establish the run. I mean, we did run the ball good, definitely better than last year, but when it came down to it to take the lead and then take ownership and control of that game, we couldn't have enough cohesion and enough big plays running the ball, passing, or running on offense to do that. So we struggled.
Yeah, we can't have our primary back fumbling the football after a big game either, man. That was a bad play for us, and it was a really close play too. And I still swear up and down his knee was down and that ball wasn't out, but that's just me.
And Skills, I was hollering harder than anybody to go for it on that 4th and 1. But when it's Bryce's first drive, we probably should have took the points.
Yeah.
And just kicked the field goal.
On the road.
I was shocked.
Yep.
I was shocked.
Yeah, I wish we would have kicked the ball.
I hate field goals, but I would have took it.
Yeah,
I would have too.
Give him a lead to start and like, okay, we got points on our first drive. I think that would have been a boost.
Points on the first drive. I agree.
Right,
100%.
Second drive, all right, I would have went for it even more so. But on this rookie opening drive, that's just a lot. I would have kicked it.
Opening drive, leaving. You're on the road.
Yeah,
you kind of have to snatch a vibe. You kind of like sometimes. I know, like Jake said, I don't like settling for 3. Man, there is nothing wrong with
taking
a field goal. And that's like, I learned that from Madden, and I know that's funny to say that out loud, but yo, when you really need, y'all never realize when them 3 points come in handy, if you're
gonna play some defense, absolutely.
The way momentum of the game can change when you come up empty on a drive, it's totally different, bro. Like when you take 3 and you say defense get a stop, because you're gonna say defense get a stop regardless. You get a stop. Now you closing in on a 2-possession lead on the road.
And very quick with that, JJ, before we move on. When you do that and you take the 3, you get a stop, then you go down and get 7, you're looking at a 10-point lead instead of just a 1-possession game.
It puts the Falcons' whole perspective of the game moving forward at a whole different
Ritter has to do more.
Exactly.
And it sucked the life out of that crowd too.
Yep. They were juiced. They definitely were.
That's where we failed, and I was afraid. I did a video about this, and I was afraid that this 3-4 defense was going to kind of bend a little bit when it came to the run game. And you're
yeah.
right.
It scares me to death, Kyle. I hate it.
If we would have pinned him back a couple of times and taken that run away from them, you know what I mean? Not that they couldn't run the ball, but that they were down 10 points and they had to hurry up and get it. So Desmond Ritter would have been forced to beat us.
Exactly.
The Falcons goal line isn't nearly as good as pass protection as they are run blocking, but that's another thing. I need to see this run defense against a team like the Saints, because the Saints ain't that good at running the ball, and they haven't been for the past few years.
Yeah.
And I want to see how they do against a team more like that. Atlanta specializes in running the football. They got the scheme,
Right.
but they gonna run the ball versus 90% of the NFL, and they gonna be pretty
Right.
damn good at it versus 90% of the NFL with Tyler Algier and Bijan. You know, so I'm not
Yeah.
looking at the Panthers too bad at that, especially because it's week 1 on both ends. But I mean, like moving forward, it's definitely something to look at. I expect bigger things from the run defense on Monday.
Absolutely. What were you gonna
Yeah,
say, Deez?
Jamal. No, go ahead. These my fault.
Just I want to. We got to give some time to this defense. It's a new scheme. We got people playing in new positions. We brought players in like Justin Houston. I mean, the cohesion thing is real, and I really feel like we can take off in a few weeks, but we might struggle for the next couple of weeks as we get that cohesion, especially on offense and especially in the passing game. We showed that we are a passing offense. We passed 38 times. That's what we want to do. We want to get the ball out quick and get it to our targets, our receivers, even though our receivers are slow apparently. But there's a lot of moving pieces to this with the new coaching staff and bringing all the players in. But I think it's going to come together. And I don't think defensively or offensively that was our best game. And Atlanta better watch out in the next one because I think we're going to play a lot better next time.
And Skills,
Yeah,
what if we were holding back? Like, what if we aren't ready to run those exotic blitzes like every play when you have to rely on somebody being in the exact right spot at the exact right time, or you're going to have busted coverage and give up a touchdown? That's what scares me the most about 3-4.
Why
You
are
have to
they
be so
waiting?
disciplined. It scares me.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait. I'd be blitzing like hell.
Is that like why are we
what are we waiting
waiting
for?
to be good then?
Yeah,
Like
it's like
that's
it felt like a preseason game on Sunday. I told that to
Like,
Pickle
it
over and
did.
over while we were
I
watching.
don't disagree.
like hold on.
Go ahead.
The whole team and coaching staff, the whole preseason and even week 1, we have yet to see some sense of urgency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
But yet Frank
There was-
Reich had some sense of urgency in covering up for Bryce Young's interception. And it's like, gang, what do you mean? Oh, it was a communication issue. We saw him throw it from the pocket and not get the ball, squeeze it into the window he thought he had.
Twice.
That's a Bryce
On the
Young
exact
mistake.
same play, just
Yeah,
Whether
back
it
to
was
back.
because of his lack of arm strength, if you want that perspective, whether you want the perspective of he didn't see Bates, he didn't think Bates was that fast, whatever the case might be, that was obviously a Bryce Young error on the football field.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. And
Multiple
I
ones.
didn't quite understand that. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
maybe
That
he was a
could
little
beat
bit
anybody when
nervous.
you got multiple turnovers like that, Kyle.
yeah.
And then we have fumbles on top of it too. Who are you going to beat when you turn the ball over 3 or 4 times? Nobody.
How do you
Yeah,
win
you're
a
not
game?
supposed to win those.
Exactly. You know, how do
tell
you
you
win a
what, the
game with 3
pass rush,
turnovers?
The pass rush, we was getting home with Derek Brown and Brian Burns. They was making chopped
That
cheese of them motherfuckers up front.
That
Like,
was so wonderful.
Yeah,
Just
I like how
moving
G
the
Baby
track,
was
too.
saying that Burns wasn't playing good after the first half, but if you watch the film, not only was Burns getting double teamed, Burns and Derek Brown was both getting double teamed.
And they
They
ran away
picked
from
those
both
2
of them.
guys and let the rest of the team play.
and
they
that
ran
Shaq
away from
Thompson was
Burns.
refusing to take contact.
yeah, he was playing like he was made of glass.
That's why he never get hurt. He always making business decisions out there.
Yeah, business decisions.
Kyle, I'm desperate for a Pro Bowl type linebacker in this defense again.
Oh,
yeah, I mean we've been spoiled. We were spoiled, so
I
now
love
we're
so much.
We're really desperate now. And I mean, right now we're looking at, we had 3 turnovers this week, and the Saints had those same 3 turnovers as interceptions, in their game this week. So,
can we force some turnovers? Can that be?
I feel like we never get a lucky bounce anymore,
bro.
We don't. We don't.
And we used to. I'm not even gonna lie. As big of a Homer Panther fan as I was, I have seen us get some exotic ass turnovers that we should not have gotten. I have not seen those in a long time.
I just need CJ Henderson to turn the fuck around.
I think he will. I don't know why.
Turn his helmet. Turn his whole head around.
Oh, you're talking about literally. Yeah.
Yeah, turn around. Turn around.
I swear.
Don't get mushed in the head.
His head around too much.
If he I swear he's worried about the contact. So what I don't understand is if you can read the ball and you can pick it off, they're not gonna hit you until you run out of bounds. So don't be a little bitch and just turn around.
Well, they shouldn't have left them over there with no help anyway, Kyle. That's ridiculous. And then sometimes he would be up on top of Pitts, and you really
they wanted his ass
on
an island with Pitts.
Yeah, to be 100% fair, though. To be 100% fair,
that man Kyle Pitts gave about 2% of his arm strength into pushing his ass out the way. That's why I'm like,
he did.
Y'all granted, he put his arm on his back and kind of gave an adjustment. But when you look at it, we all know damn good and well that was not real, no real.
It wasn't PI. I've seen a lot worse than that. A lot worse than not be called.
That wasn't some I'm not sitting here looking at CJ Henderson go flying or nothing. CJ was already out of place on the play. Yep. And right. Kyle really just adjusted. Kyle could have shoved the hell out of him. Let's be real.
He definitely could have. I mean, I think my biggest thing is Evero hasn't seen CJ in real game, settings. So maybe this was his, okay, so this is really what I'm working with. He's scared of contact.
Mm-hmm.
So I need
That's
to
not an
figure
easy
out
match.
some sort of scheme. Yeah, it's not an easy
matchup. Okay.
I mean,
well, at least
he's not gonna get. He's not gonna get.
He goes up there
a lot easier one.
Teams 3s and 4s and getting beat up like that. Then I would totally understand. And I beat CJ Henderson up almost more than anybody I know that does any kind of Panthers content. But I'm telling you, I think he has a chance to do something special.
But that man plays scared though.
He does play scared. He's got to change everything he's been doing.
Let's praise this player real quick because we shit on him a lot. And he's probably going to eat again on Monday because the Saints don't have a good rush defense. And as long as we keep it on the ground, don't be surprised when Chuba repeats what he did on Sunday.
Chuba Lee.
Because what I saw out of Chuba was something I've never seen before. And this man was consistently
he ran hard
tackles.
Yeah, he ran hard.
A lot harder.
Bro, if he could do that, if he could, and I don't know about y'all, but his little burst off the line of scrimmage when he gets the ball looked a little faster. He looked a little stronger and bigger. If he could keep playing like he did on Sunday,
maybe there was a confidence boost, JJ. He hadn't had really too many games outside of Detroit last year where he had those games where he had that confidence boost. So if he can trust himself and not dance so much as soon as he gets the ball and just hit the hole, I think he'll get even more rushing yards than he has. He's got to be more decisive sometimes. That's the only thing I want to see.
Do you think he gets more touches than Miles Sanders?
No, he better not.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Sanders is extremely important to our pass game because we don't have legitimate options that can consistently get open downfield. Bryce having that check down safety blanket is going to be vital to us moving the football. I wouldn't be surprised if, we have a real split backfield between the two.
That's what I was just about to say. I would really like to see both of them in the backfield, not just one and like rotated in and out. I would like to see both of them on the backfield in packages where Miles is going out for what looks like a fake, which could be a catch, or Bryce could read it and hand it off, and get the yardage from Chuba. So like, I would like to see them used together, because I don't think they're good enough solo, either one of them by themselves, to really lead this offense in the running game.
Neither of
That
them
might
are
have to
really
be
a
how
bell
it is the
cow.
whole year too.
Yeah.
Maybe Miles only gets 5 or 6 more carries a game, if
Which
that.
that ain't bad.
If there were,
Well, 5
long
or
term,
6
no, it's not
were
bad.
there.
if there were some possible trade options at the trade deadline for like receiver, and depending on who they were, would you guys maybe even try to trade for them, depending on how we're doing this year?
Name a receiver.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I mean,
you got a
that
name
right
drop.
now, I can't think of any that would be available at the deadline. I mean, Jamison Williams maybe, who's intriguing. I mean, I saw somebody today suggesting trading J.C. Horn for Jamison Williams.
That's too much.
No, sir.
Yeah.
I would say like 2 5th-round picks. We got 2 5th-round picks this year. If we could bundle those together and get a wide receiver that's decent, that would be okay with me. Something like that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be terrible. And I mean, what we're
gonna miss on them anyway. We don't need them.
We're really gonna have to do something special this off season, because we're not gonna have the picks, nor are we gonna have. We'll have some money, but like not a whole lot, and we've got a lot of holes to fill. So
Yeah, you could say that again.
We'll have a lot more money if we don't re-sign Burns to give him a contract.
But if you don't, we're so fucked, and you know it.
I know.
We are. Yo, let's not even go there.
I mean, that's why he's going to make as much money as he is going to. He might not be worth $30 million in the NFL market, but to the Carolina Panthers, he's not going to get it. But the bitch is worth 38.
No.
He's up
yeah, for us alone, shit.
38, that's right.
No, after this, hold on. After this season, he would for sure get 30 mil on the block, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's gonna be a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars that are gonna be like, you know what? We know this offense can be great. We need to get this defense up and up so we can make the jump to possibly be a real championship contender. And they're going to be like, you know what, this Josh Allen pass rusher, cool and all. Let's upgrade.
They already are in contention, but yeah, I mean, Brian would definitely be an upgrade.
Taking them over the edge, though.
Is that, yeah, like.
Well, the thing with Jacksonville is they just need, like, Trayvon needs to develop, which I definitely think
he's really good. He was good Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
Him and Josh Allen were, like, Josh Allen, I mean, technically only had 1 real sack, but he had 3 because of making Anthony Richardson go out of bounds. But getting Brian Burns on that defense would definitely help that team. Because
yeah, like if they say, you know what,
Jags
we're not gonna pay Josh Allen. We want to upgrade and go to Brian Burns if it's like an extra $10 million or whatever. But they feel it puts them over the edge to really come out the AFC. Then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a team like that or just another team who's trying to do that, if they were to do that.
Did y'all see the breaking news?
Well,
yeah, I didn't even know you were in here. What is up?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me welcome Panther Pickle to the show.
I was busy chatting with Cody about things.
I'm not nowhere near my phone. I had no idea. What's up, Pickle?
Yeah, they re-signed YGM to a 5-year contract.
Oh fuck!
You're joking?
Come on now.
That's a joke. It's a joke.
I am joking.
I was gonna say, no way, that's real.
Our nerves are on.
I was looking for the hammer.
With that shit.
That's kind of mean, ain't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen. That's the issue.
Yeah. I was chatting with the Cowboy fan today, and he's he living on cloud 1 zillion. And I said, man, I'm sorry. I walked up behind him. I said, I'm sorry, man. And I was crying, and I even gave him a hug. And he said, well, what is it? I said, I know it breaks your heart, kills you, but you'll be all right. You just got to look to the rest of your defense and your running backs, and you'll be all right. And he goes, what is it? I said, you ain't hurt. And he said, no. I said, Dak Prescott's been hurt in a car wreck in Dallas. He may not make it through the night.
Pickle.
And he took off, grabbed his phone, took off running out the front door, got on his phone, walked back to the plant later on. You lying son of a bitch. He said, "You're a mean." He said, "That's what I hate about you, Panther fans. You're just so damn mean."
It's our own team's fault why we're mean as hell.
Yeah. I said, well, I said, get over it. I said, it's just the start of the season. You're gonna get it for a lot longer.
We're so mean. We let other fans come into our stadium.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
That's the last one.
That's cause we ain't mean to them when they come in here. You got to realize we give them a hug, feed them nice.
Yeah, we go buy them a beer. We buy them beer.
Barbecue.
I mean, before you give them a beer, put it on their counter and piss in it. Then you give it to them. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mean like that. We're too damn nice.
Spitting their food.
Exactly.
Just like McDonald's.
We got to be Raiders fans, is what you're saying.
You know? Yeah.
They come down here.
Look at the Eagle fans. Who goes into the Eagles and conquers their stadium? Why? Because they beat up Santa Claus. I mean, come on.
The next time the Panthers go to Philadelphia, that will be me. All right? That's the ultimate challenge, and I'm up for it. All right? I'm going to talk shit in they building.
But there is a group.
Be careful.
There is a group of Panther fans. There is a group of Panther fans that are real happy today. Okay? There's this group that hate Brady Christensen so much that they're happy that he's on IR now.
Oh, goodness.
I'm right there with you, Pickle.
You're not putting me in that class, are you? I'm really close to it, but I'm not that bad off.
I'm definitely not.
Me and Kevin harassed the guy we wanted harassed today.
Good, y'all got him.
We
never wish anybody injury.
Never.
No, so. There's
not Brady.
Yeah, there's disliking somebody.
Maybe Baker Mayfield.
Well, there's disliking somebody and just outright dumb. You know, and one thing I don't understand is, now, do we have any NC State fans here?
Absolutely do.
Okay, I got a question for you. Because I was looking this up a month or so ago, or it may not have been a whole month anyway, because people kept saying that Icky was teammates with Savala.
Yeah.
And I kept hearing that, well, they weren't teammates but a couple months. I'm thinking, well, if they went to the same college, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm old, folks, but college is longer than a few months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I looked at
how many years was it, Kyle? I can't remember how many years it was, though.
I'm pretty sure they played together for 2 years.
But here's the correct, and I looked this up because I was making sure. Savala came to NC State in the beginning of the 21 season because he was in Foreman before that, remember?
Right.
So he played in 2021. He only played 5 games because he got a back problem or a back issue and he had to have surgery. So he was out for the rest of that time period. And at the end of that time, at the beginning of 21, Icky went to the NFL. So Icky didn't play in 21 season.
But 4 games, 8 games.
So they played in 5 games. Is what the website said. So they played in 5 games together, which is still okay. But if you go online, people make you want to think that they played like 3 or 4 years together.
Oh, yeah. I looked at it myself.
When was that injury? Was that at the beginning of the year or end of the year?
That injury?
Yeah.
Well, the website just said that the website said that he played in 5 games.
I could believe it. I just didn't know what time of year that shit happened. That was all.
Yeah.
Before Kyle goes, I know Kyle was about to tell you something, but I've told this before. I'll go really briefly.
Yeah, it's definitely wrong. I was just saying.
He said
definitely
suffered a back injury and missed the last 7 games of the season. That's what it was.
Kyle, do you know the pancake syrup bottle story between those two? Okay. I'm not going to tell the whole story like I did. But every time they would watch film together and they had a mutual agreement, I don't know whether the coaches would give it to them, they would give it to each other or what. They would literally count how many pancakes they had that game and they would get a bottle of syrup for every single one. And they would take pictures on Monday and the whole damn table would be, I'm talking about just full of syrup bottles. True story.
Hell yeah.
Well,
they were animals together. when they did play together. I guess that's why it made me feel like they played together so long because they did have that. They were both ridiculously good on the line together. Yeah, it's there. I hope to see it again.
Well, I mean, you might.
I'd put him at left guard.
I want to hear your thoughts about your boy. You think Cade Mays is going to take that job? Because I do, at least for right now.
Yeah,
I hope the best for him.
I do. I wouldn't shock me. I think they're going to jump him between left and right. I truly think that I would in practice I would have to try Zavala at left guard because Cade Mays started a good part of the offseason at right guard. So to me, it makes sense.
If he's got to play,
Cade is right guard where he's used to playing.
Exactly.
And put Zavala at left.
Just get Zavala ready for when Corbett gets back now, you know?
Yeah, and then, I mean, so that way.
And that'll put him beside Icky, right, or no?
Right, exactly. So
yeah, they need to go ahead and do that.
But you know, the thing that I worry about immensely, and maybe I mean, I often over worry. My wife will tell you I'm a worry.
You're a Panther fan. You can't.
So yeah, but the one thing that there I go. Now I got the right one pulled up. Anyway, he pass blocking. Brady Christensen was our best pass blocker.
He was, yep.
And
like PFF
not being
rating
mean, but Bozeman isn't got all that good at pass blocking. And it really worries me.
Garbage at that.
For our interior line, it really bothers me quite a bit.
Me too.
You know, for Bryce's safety involving that.
Yeah, he might be in for a rough game with Cam Jordan.
That's bad because if Bozeman's fighting the defensive tackles all game, or if somebody's lined up over him, that's going to be really tough for him to pick off blitzing linebackers.
Oh boy, you're right.
That's a different animal.
I would just put Zavala on the left side and just run right behind him.
Because we're going to run the ball right up the gut because they can't stop it in the interior.
And that's what we should do.
They're going to need Demario Davis and Pete Warner to keep a few yards back so that way they can fill the gaps. You know, as long as we play from ahead in this game, and that's the thing, like, we can win this game at the line of scrimmage pretty easily, too.
Right.
Like, our D-line matches well. Our D-line matches well with their offensive line, and same vice versa. If we could just get a lead early, we should win this game. Like, even if it's just, like, 7-0 off the rip. All that's like all we need to put them in a more pass first situation to let the pass rushers get home. Because I'm really confident with our pass rushers getting home on that O-line. You know, Brian Burns is gonna just my God. He
might end up
Derek Carr.
Houston better show up
Derek Carr will be in the spider web, all right.
Oh, Houston better.
One thing
I'm waiting on that too, Kyle.
Watching a little bit of the All 22 with Cody a while ago, but I watched it earlier in the week with some of y'all.
Yep.
Derek Brown's going to be forced to reckon with this year, y'all.
Yes,
Thank you.
He's going.
You ain't lying.
And you watch Burns get a few on the outside. Carr's going to step into the box like an old quarterback does. He's going to get key cocked.
Carr got happy feet, and he is so unathletic and non-mobile.
Yep.
Man, Derek Brown might have 2 sacks this game. No cap.
That's fine. Burns can get him 2 more too as well. That's fine.
We should be able, as long, man, if we could just get up early and play from ahead the whole game.
Yep.
We should win this game pretty comfortably, you know. Like the Panthers have done on the Saints recently. We've won 3 of the last 4. We ain't just sweep them last year. It's 3 of the last 4, all right? And even when the Saints were supposedly Super Bowl contenders and hot shit, we always went right up into Mercedes Superdome and gave them shootouts, gave them fits. So we've always had the Saints number, you know. It's just like that. It's on site with them. So.
And now they're coming to Charlotte. So
facts.
A team that literally every other team in the division has gone on camera and said we do not like going to Carolina.
Really? They said that?
Oh yeah, there's definitely video evidence of every coach at some time or another in the last 5 years being like, it's not it. I mean, because like they can fill the seats, but like they don't like coming here like when because when we go up, like they can't function or whatever.
Yeah,
like
I mean, you were
They
right.
don't like our turf either.
Yeah, I was about to say the field probably has something to do with it now too. But nah, you're onto something there, Kyle, because when we get rolling like that, that place gets real passionate. It is like a SEC game, a big ass version of it.
Yeah, it can be a little. I feel like we've been in a drought recently.
Yeah,
and
we haven't seen that kind of environment.
But like back in like 2014, 15, 16, like you did not want to walk in Bank of America because
Dude, that Arizona playoff game, oh my God. That crowd was insane. No, I wasn't there.
One of the biggest surprising games I think I've ever seen in Panthers history. I didn't.
I wish I was there though. Good God.
Yeah, you've been insane.
You said what, Cole?
Repeat yourself, Cole.
Well, I guess not.
No. Okay.
Somebody took out Cole.
World may never know.
Yeah.
His wife probably.
John Wick.
John Wick got him.
Man, that freaking horse collar play though this weekend was insane.
Oh goodness!
I was so confused why. Like, I get a guy going out of bounds or pushing somebody out of bounds, but like, how do we not get like 15 yards from that at least?
The following play call by Frank Wright, where he said, "Let's go on an empty set with Bryce Young back by himself on an island in the backfield in his own end zone," still blows my mind.
Yeah. I don't know if that was like a.
Well, I was watching. I was watching all 22, and there's a play, and if y'all watch it real closely, you can see it on a regular film. Shaq Thompson outright shoves Derek Brown.
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier, Pickle.
and I'm like, what the hell? I'd love to figure out what was going on, whether Shaq was just what was going. Why did Shaq? Because you can tell Shaq goes like this. He outright shoves him to the ground, and allows the Falcon runner, instead of going after the Falcon, he shoves it. Now I'm assuming, just assuming, that Shaq maybe was trying to shove Derek Brown into the runner. But
that's what it looked like.
Even then, that's dangerous to do that, though. Yeah, especially if they're not expecting it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He tried to push him right into where the hole was.
Exactly.
Yo, Cole, do you remember what you were saying earlier?
About?
Before you cut out?
No, because I noticed my headphones did that, and for some reason it triggered the ones in my room, so I just went and got them. I have no idea where I even stopped at.
Damn.
It's all good. We can keep rolling.
Gotcha.
Man, I tell you. Yep.
So, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus May, and Paulson and
come back to it, JJ.
All had intersections. I got you, JJ. What you got?
Huh? Oh, all right. Thank you, Kyle. It was playing in Bank of America in like 2014, 2015. You was talking about how like no one wanted to go there.
No, it was not the easiest place to play at all because we had that type of defense. So you were running the ball, but you couldn't run the damn ball at all.
Right.
So I remember. In like even in like 2017 and in the first half of like 2018, we were on like a 10-game win streak at home, and it was like the longest streak at the time in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike Tolbert was so good that year too, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Cole, you talking about back when you had Luke and Thomas Davis.
We had them box office players back then, Bob.
Yeah,
right.
You had Star and
KK.
Damn. You even had we had Johnson, and for the most part we had
Charles Johnson, Randy Gregory.
Yeah, we had Charles Johnson and what's his name?
Jared Allen.
Greg Hardy on the other side.
Yeah.
Pickle dates.
We didn't have
Randy
Jared
Gregory.
Allen, but we traded for Jared Allen during the Super Bowl year. I think it was during the Super Bowl year.
It was.
So,
Oh yeah,
we had some
got
big
Derek.
ticket guys, and they brought noise, and they brought fans,
and we
that's
had
what we
Cam.
don't have.
Yep.
That's what we don't have, and I think that's the biggest thing holding.
It's all right, guys. Everyone wants to see a 5'10", quiet, smiley, nice guy quarterback.
Tells everybody thank you.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Is
a
what
nice
it
enough
is.
guy, but I don't.
You know, I mean, like,
He doesn't sell
you
tickets.
want to see me come play football, and just
My
and,
cousin
and
texted me
an
that
extra
today. He said
interception,
30 times in the press conference. I hate when people
As
do
long as
that.
he has the passion on the field, bro, I don't care how he's like off the field.
Exactly.
I'll be
I
honest
really
with you.
don't
That's
care
me.
about the rest of it.
That's me. He'll be
But
all
as
right.
long
Y'all
as
were
he
not
has the
saying
passion
that for
and he knows
Baker.
how to play. Now,
For Baker?
but when Cam was a rookie, to be honest, Cam had a lot more talent than people give credit for when
Yes,
he
he
was
did.
Yeah,
a rookie.
you know
People
what,
don't.
Pickle?
Go ahead.
No, my fault.
Cam had more talent than people realize because Steve Smith was older, but he was smart. And now, granted, after Steve Smith, it got shaky at wide receiver wise.
Mm-hmm.
But you still had we had Olsen. I don't know if we had Olsen his rookie year, but still had Shockey. We had 2 stud running backs. So and we had a building a good defense. In a few short years, we went from drafting a quarterback #1 overall to a very good team in a
Quickly.
few short years.
Yeah.
Because we drafted Cheekley the very next year. And
See, now we need to do the exact same shit again, Pickle.
Right. And this year's going to be rough because back then we deserved to have the #1 pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this year we traded up to get the #1 pick.
Made it hurt.
But
That's so
I still
stupid
feel
to
we'll
me.
get there.
How?
We're just not going to get there as quick as everybody wanted to.
No. And I wanted to be faster than anybody on earth, but you got to understand.
But I mean, you got to look at it though. You look at a guy like me. I'm 55. In 20 years, I'm going to be probably near death. JJ going to be 40. So I don't want to be JJ be my age
and have to deal with this shit. I'm worried about it. I'm in my 30s.
Before we say Super Bowl. I don't want to be in a nursing home and scream, "Keep pounding."
Yeah.
Everybody look at me, and the nurse says, "Now behave, Picklesheimer." I don't want to do it.
No, I do feel for the older Panther fans in the fan base, though, Pickle. There is something to that.
Right.
These people have been watching since the very beginning, and they deserve a Super Bowl.
Yeah. A lot of the older Panther fans like me, we weren't born Panther fans. We left the team we were cheering for to cheer for Panthers.
Pull for your home team. That's what made y'all special.
So, the team I cheered for before the Panthers were the Redskins.
And that's everybody in northeastern North Carolina and Virginia, like where I grew up. And it's still Redskin local games.
And it's because I grew up in West Virginia, so.
Yeah, so they got all that area too.
Yeah, and West Virginia is either the Steelers or the Redskins.
You talking about a franchise that gets that much coverage, like TV game wise, that has never done shit. The Redskins.
Right.
It's a true statement.
Man, they had 1 year of RG3, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, what year was Doug Williams and all that, Pickle? Like it was before Mass was even alive.
RG3 was such a
mishandled situation.
Oh, they sent the farm for him.
The only reason, and I'll go to my grave saying this, the only reason RG3 and the only reason why Colin Kaepernick got drafted in the second, the only reason why some of these guys got where they got was because of Cam Newton made it look easy when he was in Carolina. Yeah. Cam Newton made it look easy. Plus, Ron, when he got here, he wasn't all stupid. Ron said, "Let me go get a coordinator that I like, and let's build our offense around our quarterback. Let's do the things he does great, and we'll build the offense around him." And they did, for the most part. And
except for the O-line.
Well, yeah, they always had
Oh,
issues at
God
O-line.
almighty.
Yeah, they
They've
built
always-
around him,
Sorry.
not in front
That's
of him.
what I
Yeah,
was gonna bring up.
Yeah,
that-
and even back then, we had a stud left tackle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he would have played here more years than he did. But Gettleman told him, "I need you to retire, or we're just going to cut you and you go play somewhere else." And he didn't want to play for anybody else. So like Mike Rucker, like
Mhm.
Mike Minner, like
Yeah.
Brad Hoover,
You're gonna
he
keep
just
right on
retired.
going. That's a hell of a list.
He just retired instead of going to play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because they all got contract offers from other teams when they retired. They said, "No, we're good. We just want to stay with the Panthers and retire." And they did. But that's Gettleman's fault for losing our left tackle. But because Jordan Gross wasn't injured until later in his career. He was never went down for any injury until the 1 year when he was with Cam, whatever it was. But
How long
and,
of a run was that, Pickle? That had to been. Was it 10? I know I might sound crazy, but it damn near felt like 10 years.
No, it probably was. It was over 10 years because he
Really?
didn't get. We drafted Cam in 11.
Mhm.
Gross got hurt, I think, in 13. I don't remember
Yeah.
now when Gross got hurt. He might have got hurt later. It may have been like 14 or something. I don't remember when he retired, but that's what and everybody hypes on Gettleman. Gettleman, some people still do. The Gettleman was so great. All Gettleman did was come in here and cut people. He didn't fit
do shit.
that. He just come in here and cut high dollar stars and said, "There you go," and replaced them with mediocre trash.
Nobody. Yep.
Dead money all over the
That's all he
place.
did. Yeah. So, and idiot Panther fans put him up on the mountain of greatness.
Right.
He's gonna go get him a corner, Pickle, a corner.
Yeah, I give him something.
Oh man, he's
I
a
give him a
letdown.
pickle foot up ass.
Swift kicking ass.
So looking towards next week with these Saints, even though Derek Carr was second in the NFL in air yards per pass attempt, they only were able to get 16 points, and that's with 3 interceptions. So that tells me that offense isn't exactly prolific either. Do you think that we stand a better chance to win this game than we did the Atlanta game?
Absolutely, because they put the ball in the air.
Yes. Plus, if I understand correctly, and I may not, so if I'm wrong, please y'all correct me. I believe DJ Chark practiced today.
Yeah, he did. I
He
heard
Better
he
be
was back.
playing Monday.
Yeah, and being Monday, we actually have an extra day there. So, also with their offensive line, they're
let me welcome in Cody Latt here. How
Hey,
their
Cody
left tackle was a
Latt.
turnstile.
How you doing?
I think you're muted, sir.
I have
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Yeah, we can hear
All
you.
right, cool.
Yeah.
What? How's it going, boys?
Hey, how we doing, buddy?
What's
Mark,
up,
wonderful.
C3 Cody Lack?
What's up, man? I mean, shit, I've been recruiting on C3, man. I've been putting out. People have been debating on Twitter, like like a civil war between C3 and Four-Man Rush.
Yep.
Bro, I don't know what that's all about. I just put out C3 is for everybody, man. We want everybody to feel represented, man. But no, I just saw you boys were live, and I figured I'd jump on, say what's up, jump on the discussion for a minute. I don't mean to interrupt, Pickle. Go ahead, man.
No, you're fine. Which Cross is the revolving door of the left tackle of the Saints.
Yeah.
Just imagine. You know what I would almost do? I would put Brian Burns over there for a couple plays, right? Get Cross all mentally warped. Then I would put somebody else over there. And on the right side, I would put Burns. Because Burns is going to beat whoever they got on the right side. And then let Derek Brown pound the middle. Because if, hypothetically say it's Houston, somebody that can beat Cross anyway, then you're talking about then you're talking about bringing pressure from all three sides. I just like to see a Derek Brown pancake to bejesus out of Derek Carr.
That would be wonderful. So the question, Cody, was Derek Carr was second in the NFL in air yards per pass attempt this past week, but they only managed to get 16 points even with 3 interceptions. Do you think this is an easier win for us than the Atlanta game?
Bro, if I'm being honest, in some ways it's even harder, right? I mean, thinking about it, they're going to be able, I think, now that we don't have J.C. Horn, that they're really going to try and be more efficient in the red zone. They were able to move the ball well, but dude, our D-line has to win in the trenches. Like, first and foremost, Derek Brown, Brian Burns, Justin Houston, Shy Tuttle. Like, we need our defensive front seven to come through. And one of the things that Pickle and I were talking about is that Desmond Ridder, being a young guy, he's basically a rookie in the NFL. He's not used to making checks at the line of scrimmage, understanding when the defense is in a disadvantageous matchup, being able to call an audible and do those types of things. That's not going to be an issue with Derek Carr. So I really think that even though they pass the ball well, they're going to want to run the football more. I know Jamal Williams or whatever his name is didn't really have that wonderful of a performance, but I think that they're probably going to lean harder on trying to get him up and running. So if we're able to stop the run and pressure him on passing downs, I mean, that's the most rudimentary thing ever. But if we do those things, we should be all right.
Right, I agree. I really think from this perspective that we have maybe a little bit better chance to kind of stymie them. I think we'll put up a little bit better defensive effort than the Titans did, and I think even with the loss of J.C. Horn, I think maybe Evero uses something similar type of scheme to kind of get help over to the side that's lacking. But I think that I like this matchup with the Saints, and we should, with any luck, come out
Another
at
thing,
least on
real
top.
quick, was anyone else pleased or impressed with Shy Tuttle last week? Because I was a little impressed, honestly. I thought he did a little better than I was expecting.
I think the whole D line played well.
Hey, by the way,
Deshaun Williams for me.
Yeah, Deez, can I say right now, you look majestic, brother. Holy crap. That background, got the guns out. I appreciate it, brother.
If you remember, Deshaun Williams started taking over in the third quarter or the fourth quarter of that game. He had 2 back-to-back tackles for a loss against the run game. He was looking sharp. Really impressed with how he played.
Yeah, the D line played really, really well, and I think it's a good first step coming from 2 weeks ago when we didn't have a starting D line.
We even had Thurman and LeBray in the game at the same time. Those are our backup defensive ends. Both of those guys were in there at one time as well. It was only one snap, but I remember I saw it, and then back later on the snap count, it was the one play they got in the game.
Yeah.
So we don't have any depth there. Is kind of what I'm getting at. We're really thin. I think we added one though to the practice squad.
Yes.
You won't find it. It wasn't a big name.
Yeah, the guy that played for the Steelers at one point.
Might have. It wasn't a big signing, but we did add some depth there finally. Because most of our defensive line, Burns, I think Burns played every snap. Yeah. I don't think he got a breather.
Yeah, the guy you talking about, these, he played a couple years ago for the Steelers. But he went through some injuries, didn't he? But when he played a couple years ago, he had 7 sacks in a season.
Oh, Wormley?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Because at first I read about him and I thought, well, it's just some scrub, you know how you do it. Then I looked into it. I thought, okay, this guy's pretty cool. It's I'll tell you who it is exactly. It's Chris Wormley.
Yeah, Wormley.
Mm-hmm. But we needed him.
Yeah, exactly. He's 29. He's played for Baltimore. He's played for Pittsburgh mostly. He's a good he's played both right and left ends. He did it last fall. He's excellent range with a tackle box, versatile tool skills, functional strength. He swallows a ball carrier. He's a good athlete with quickness. Anyway, but he's pretty. I think he's a pretty good guy. I mean, I think he's going to be all right. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. He could start. I still think in the end, come Monday, him and Jones are going to be active on the roster.
Right.
And they may not be. They may still be in the practice squad. Like you activate people for practice squads now. But I think that's what he's going to be.
Yeah. But
kind of interesting.
We got tired in the fourth quarter, and that's because of lack of rotation. So hopefully we'll see. We got more depth there, and we'll see more rotation on the defensive line coming up against the Saints, and then we can be strong against the run in the fourth quarter. Go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm a little scratching my head a little bit on this Tariq Cohen signing. Even though he was an All-Pro returner in 2018, we're talking about a guy with an ACL and an MCL tear in the same year.
Right.
He had a tibial plateau
right before
fracture.
an Achilles.
And then an Achilles the following year. What are we doing signing broken toys?
Well, Tony last night on C3 said he doesn't envision Cohen as anything more than a punt returner. And I don't know. I mean, do y'all agree? I kind of think that they're going to try and find some opportunities to line him up at running back like he did before.
Yeah, I think they do the same thing.
We're going to use him like Naheem Hines.
Yeah, and get him out there, let him make some plays. I know he was hurt, but I mean, let's see what he has.
He was.
To be honest, I think he's better out of the backfield as a catcher, receiver, better than any running back we currently have.
I'd agree with that.
And that may be a key issue you have with him. I think he's a great returner. I think he's going to be a great returner. And like you said, Kyle, the injuries are a point, but that happened a couple years ago. Yeah. He's been recovering since then. He's doing the slow process. Normally, they don't get a second chance after they've been out of the league for a couple years after an injury like that. But
did y'all watch the video where he did a backflip? And he caught both balls at the same time that was thrown at him. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I watched a short video of him talking the day that we had him in it was a month or so ago, but he was on NFL Network and he was talking. So I think he's going to be a good signing. I really think that once they see him on the field a little bit, I think eventually he'll be added to the regular roster, and I believe he'll take somebody's job.
Yeah.
I just don't know whether that wide receiver running back.
I just wanted to jump in for a minute and say hello, man. Shout out to Kyle, Charlotte Sports One. Everybody like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, man. Man, y'all are awesome. I appreciate the grind, and I'll be seeing y'all boys a little bit later, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for
coming. Yeah, man. Yeah, Cody, take it easy, brother.
Peace.
All right. So let's see what we got going on here.
We're going to need this game come Monday, fellas. I mean, it's a home game. We need some juice on this team. We need it bad.
And after that, we play, out of the next 4 before the bye, we play only 1 home game. We play 2 home games of the next 5 before the bye, should I say.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we've got to get this one. This is a big one. And, I mean, I like our chances, but at the same time, it could go a very bad way.
Anything can happen. That's for sure.
Nah, we own the same. Well, even if we only have like 2 wins this season, they'll probably both be against the Saints.
That's right.
Now, if that happens, shit, that'd be terrible, but yet funny as hell, honestly.
I don't think it'd be terrible.
It'd be terrible.
Yeah, I mean.
I got what you. Yeah. It'd be bad to only win 2 games. I don't think that's going to happen. I think
Yeah,
I think we'll be, providing we can overcome the injury bugs. I think we'll be all right. I'm not talking about. I don't mean
with our division rivals.
I'm not talking about playoff. All right.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that either no more.
Yeah. And I don't even know. I don't know that I want to get to the playoffs just to be butt creamed in it.
I would, just so the Bears get a worse draft pick.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that is a very logical. That's.
I'll take a loss in the wild card round.
I'll take a division banner. I'll take that for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. More
I would too.
history to our team. Like, nah, dead ass. Like, when I was in that spaces with the NFC South fans, the other team, they had one fan at least for all the other teams too, and they was all talking about history and shit. And I'm like, man, like, you know, they talking all this shit, and I mean, like,
you wish I was in there, didn't you?
But like, it's like we just don't have enough history. We don't have the division titles. We don't have like at least Tampa fans can say they won in 2002. They had Brady. The Saints, they got some history to them, but like, I don't know. It was just really hard to really come up with an argument at times because it just felt like we just didn't.
We won our fair share of division titles.
We have for sure in the past 20 years, but it's like we weren't overwhelmingly dominant doing it, and the past 5 years we've been garbage. So it's not hard to be the punching bag like that.
Yep.
We've been the Browns the past 5 years.
Man, like, no kidding.
Ain't that the truth?
But you're right. For the last 5 years, it sucked. But we've also had the worst head coach in all the NFL and in college, for that matter. Anyway.
First
in the history of coaching, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, but you go back before, I can remember the first time we actually. Now, granted, some NFC South fans would scream we didn't, but we did. We won 3 division titles. Yeah, one of them we backed into, just because out of all the teams in the division, like it is now, we were the best of the bad, and we won that in later in the division. Because Ron, for all Ron's issues, he always won in December. He generally always won in December, and I can remember winning 3 straight division titles. I've got a hat in there. That hat. It's my 3 straight division title wins. That's my hat.
That's fire.
But I'll never forget the 3 straight division titles. You had Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis on one, and you had Greg Olsen on the defense. You had Greg Olsen and Cam on the offense. You just couldn't get better than that.
Funny how 5 players can change the team, but there's the same 5 players we can't get our hands on.
Yep. You know, the sad part about it, 3 of those 5 players were kicked out off this team by the worst head coach this team ever had.
Yep.
One guy walked in and kicked them all off.
And it is still haunting us to this very fucking second.
Right.
Right.
But
that's what happens when you get an overhyped college coach.
Right.
No, that's what happens when you have a dumbass owner.
And it ain't like, and it's what JJ, you're so right, because it ain't like they don't know ahead of time. I mean, Atlanta tried their college coach. It failed miserably. Eagles tried their college coach. It failed. He got fired from the Eagles, turned around, and was hired by the 49ers. That lasted a short time. Yeah, we ain't doing this. That quit. How many? The Bills hired a college coach. How many times the NFL teams are going to hire a college coach, but they say, no, this ain't working?
Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, even the best college coaches.
Yeah, I mean,
Dabo Sweeney's next.
Think
He's
Dabo's
definitely
coming?
not. He's definitely
Dabo's
not.
coming to
Nah, he ain't
Carolina,
leaving.
baby.
Hell no.
Oh.
Hell
Nah,
no.
he-
No.
Shit.
Yeah, mute
He ain't
yourself.
leaving.
Oh, you deserve that.
Just
Dabo's
kidding.
coming to Carolina. No, I'm
No.
good.
I
don't
didn't
need
on that
no
too.
not mean him
I
coming to
don't want
Carolina,
no
but no.
college coaches. I don't care if it's Nick Saban himself. His ass can go somewhere else.
We've already had
Yeah,
too
no,
many
no.
college coaches feed us bullshit. I'm done with that.
Yeah, Matt Rule's the only one we're ever gonna have. Hopefully.
I ain't hearing
Better
that
be the
no
only
more.
one.
Yeah, I don't want to see any more college coaches in
What-
Carolina.
what-
I want proven success.
Right. What's up with all the league injuries, y'all?
Yeah, there's so many. There's
You got superstars, and I'm hoping
Aaron Rodgers on turf.
I'm hoping people crying so hard about
Rid of
Aaron
turf.
Rodgers and his turf issue that it causes some of these owners to remove their turf.
They
Tepper.
need to.
That's hard about it.
Tepper.
David Tepper won't,
You know,
because
and
he's still trying
and-
to keep
and-
music
see,
in Charlotte.
He's
I
a
always
cheap
thought
bitch is what he is. He's a
well, I
cheap
always thought
fucking
it was
bitch.
Tepper. I didn't realize that other NFL owners imported dirt onto their turf
They cover
so
it.
they could cover it with grass for
Yeah.
the soccer teams. And then when the NFL teams come, they put all that dirt up, hose the turf down, and that's your turf.
Pickle, you can do the shit because if you look at NC State Stadium, you got a fucking hockey team and a basketball team
Right.
that'll have a game 24 hours
Yeah.
apart and they get the floor done.
But
Yeah.
look over in Europe.
Yeah,
look at the
another prime
Wembley
example.
Stadium. Wembley Stadium, they have concerts there almost monthly. They still play
Drag out a
soccer on it.
platform or a stage or something.
Is Tepper just worried about like the platforms coming out and ruining
He's
grass or
worried
something?
about keeping the
That's
dollar.
one of the first
Yep.
things to come here.
It's that money, bro.
He's worried about what is the next
Yeah,
dollar
he's
he's gonna
the
use
second
to
richest
let
owner in the
Nicole
league.
stroke him, bro.
Well, now if now
If he
Nicole
has
ain't a
an
bad looking woman. I don't know that I'd blame him
That's
for
not
that.
really a bad idea
For
if you want to
every
get down to
dollar
it.
sign he has in his pocket is another
But-
reason for Nicole to stroke him.
Well,
Yeah,
I
well,
don't-
nah, he's jealous about Nicole, but what he be doing to them players in the locker room.
I don't think it's solely
That's our real
about that,
owner any
because
damn way. Show some
because-
respect.
There's things that Tepper did when he got here that he didn't have to do, and he spent money doing it.
Yes, he did.
Okay, he didn't have to put the Panther logo in the middle of the field,
Nope.
but he did that because he knew it was the right thing to do. He didn't have to build that practice thing. It's blue, whatever the hell it is.
He
The
tried.
bubble.
He didn't. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
no,
no, you're talking
he
about
didn't have to-
Spartanburg.
No, I'm talking about right behind the stadium, the practice bubble.
No, but yeah, the bubble. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. He didn't have to build that, and y'all never remember your teams going into the playoffs. One of the most important games of these guys' career, and it lightnings outside the stadium for so much for 3 or 4 days in a row that you're supposed to practice that you go to a hotel ballroom to practice.
Yeah.
True
Go
story.
to a playoff game and you got to practice in a hotel ballroom because your owner is too damn cheap to buy a practice squad stadium.
What year was that, Pickle?
2014, when we played the Cardinals in the playoffs.
I think it was earlier than that.
That's when
I
it
think
really
it's earlier than
started.
that.
Yeah, it may have been earlier than that, but
It was an uproar. I remember.
Yeah,
it.
but it was embarrassing.
Yeah, it
You
is.
go on your national television and people talk, and Ron Rivera brought it right out and open. He said, "Well, we practice in a ballroom because it's lightning outside the stadium because we don't
Wait,
have
it
an
was with
outdoor
Ron?
practice facility."
Yeah, it was with
Huh?
Ron.
Yeah, it was with
Oh,
Ron.
yeah,
we
it
did
had
that.
to.
We did that under Fox too, but Fox didn't complain
didn't
as
give a
hard as
shit.
Ron did.
Fox didn't give
Yeah,
a fuck.
Fox
No, he did
didn't.
not.
He didn't complain about
Yeah,
it like Ron
it
did.
was.
But
Um,
I mean, it was
yeah.
embarrassing. And your ass gets handed to you, and it's like, yeah, well, okay, they suck, but players got to go home knowing that, okay, they practiced in a ballroom and lost. Thank you, Jerry Richardson. You're a dumb motherfucker.
Ooh,
Yeah, I mean,
Pickle. That wasn't Jake Lone's terrible game, was it?
I don't remember, dude.
I was about to say
It may have been. It may have been.
Because if it was a
I
Cardinal
honestly,
playoff
I'm
game, that's a
thinking
good chance
the
it
Super
was.
Bowl, but
He threw what, 3 picks, 4 picks, something like that?
Dakota, you're on TV. You're on it now. But anyway,
what happened?
So hang on just a minute. Tony, shut the hell up. Okay. Anyway, but it's just embarrassment and temper, and that's just a little bit, you know. And temper. So I understand some of the things temper does. And the field, I understand that he. I think he thought at the time we were really taking care of the field a lot. You remember the flood game where we got rained out?
Mm-hmm.
Great day. People were like, I mean, they're like, you know, and I remember him when he came here, he redid some of the things to where it actually drained better.
Oh yeah, they did get a new
part.
drainage system.
He
they upgraded
the drainage system, and it was money, but you know, you had to do that, you know.
Pickle, wouldn't the whole damn stadium flood? I feel like the actual stands and everything had never held water good.
Yeah, because you can find it on YouTube easy. The whole stands would flood. Have you ever seen that clip of that?
I think I have. That's what made me say something right then.
And it's horrible.
Yeah.
And but I mean, you know, and you know, nowadays they'd close the whole damn place down because
they would
diseased. But I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't now. Some of the cities are safer in. But anyway.
Oh no, they're not playing through that. They're not playing through that kind of weather anymore.
But no. But it was and but it was like a lot of other stadiums at the time. But Tepper improved it a little bit, and he gold right. It's just some of the things Tepper does is butt backward, and I think that Tepper actually talks to people, like Joe Burrow. I found out today Joe Burrow actually likes turf. He says he can run faster.
Yeah, there is some players that do like it.
Some people probably do.
Well, yeah, but Joe Burrow doesn't hit the turf every play.
Exactly. Maybe if he hit the turf a couple times,
right.
Maybe people tore his ATL out on the turf. You know?
I don't know, man. He do be getting sacked like 5 times.
No, he gets his ass popped. Like he don't have no kind of O-line.
He do be hitting the turf.
His ass should be popped a lot more.
Yeah. That's a good statement.
Yeah.
The NFL was like,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna make a joke. It ain't even that funny though.
What you about to say, Kyle?
I was just gonna say, does anybody have anything they want to talk about before or leading up to this Saints game? Yeah, I'm getting ready to get out of here if nobody has anything to talk about.
I just want to add, you know, y'all, we fans have to give these folks, including the coaches, a little time to develop things. I don't like the way they waited until after the season started before they showed us some things on the field. I think that it hurt our offense not doing enough on preseason. I really don't. I watched film, and JJ and Cole was on there this week, and you could actually tell, well, Bryce and the running back is right behind him, right directly behind him, not beside him, not offset, right smack dab behind him. And he hikes the ball. He doesn't know whether to go to right or left. There's been several plays he would hand it to the right, and the running back wouldn't be there.
He's right in the damn way.
And
he'd bump into him.
Yeah, and it's stupid play calling, you know, and a lot of
that's not the play calling. That's execution, bro.
Exactly.
That's execution. The player's not doing to the right place.
A lot of it is where it's something should be ironed out in preseason.
Yep.
Like where you're lining
up. That's all time.
Yeah, and it's I can't help but I know some of the coaches on there are veteran coaches, veteran head coaches. I know they're watching film going, damn. You know, they're a step behind. Right. You know, maybe you know, I expected this out of a rookie head coach, but it is what it is. You you know, they have to catch up. But
Yeah,
I
for
believe
sure.
we'll get there. I really believe we'll get there. And our wide receivers ain't great, by the Lord God, no, they ain't. But they are who we got for right now. We're not going to be able to go out. I mean, I think it's zillion to one that we're going to go out and trade for a wide receiver. We got who we got this year. But I do like how they're trying to bring in other folks. You know, they're trying. But Tariq Cohen is a good example of that.
Yes, it is.
I do like. I haven't really looked that much of it, but I like the web corner they got from the Raiders.
I know Raiders fans were mad about that. They said he's pretty decent.
Yes.
Was he the corner that's had a few starts? Which corner did we get that's had a few starts? Is that him?
Webb. It's Webb.
Yeah.
Like 16 games, some shit like that?
Yep. Yep.
We also picked up Mike Straight.
Henderson shaking in his boots.
Yeah.
Straight.
I wanted to say Mike Strahan, but
that's what I wanted to say, but it's Chan or what? Apparently he was picked up in the 7th round last year by the Colts under Frank Reich's system. So
exactly.
Familiar. Shit, y'all, we got Lamar Jackson.
And Lamar Jackson.
Superstar hunting.
Yeah, don't be surprised though whenever CJ Henderson locks up Chris Olave. So
I'm here for it. I want to see it.
Bro, I want to see it every week. Let me see it, please.
Kyle, I got something for you before we go though.
Yes, sir. What you got, Mr. Cole?
You know you got to do your score.
My predictions.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So let's circle around the room and do.
I'm not doing mine till tomorrow though, Kyle. I tell you.
So
I'm waiting for the spaces.
So all right. So you can wait for the spaces. I'll give you my prediction now. I'm gonna say. I think it's a very low scoring game. I think it's maybe 17-14 Panthers.
Love it. Love it. I can see that.
Lord have fucking mercy.
That's what I picked last week. Last week was 17-14.
Yeah, you were closer than anybody.
All right. Well, I appreciate all of you guys coming on the show and enjoy.
It's a good time, man. Thank you for having us, Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely. This wonderful Panthers Discord. It's a great place to have a good conversation, and I'm glad to have it with you guys. Anybody have anything else they'd like to say?
Nope.
Charlotte Sports 1 rocks.
Let's all have a good weekend and enjoy some football.
Evan, you and Kyle did a good job tonight, boys. Good stuff.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
All right, let's get it.